Happy 50th birthday! Lacey, Brian, and I are so sad that we can't be there to celebrate this humongous birthday with you. So we decided to put together a little video in your honor featuring some birthday wishes from some of your favorite people. So we really hope that you enjoy it. I love you and miss you so much, and I hope you have the greatest day. And I hope you enjoy this video.
Happy birthday, Jill.
Baby.
Happy birthday, Gammy Jill. We love you.
Ow!
Wave.
Ow!
Oh.
Oh!
Okay, say hi. Say hi's. Hi's.
This.
Hi's. Hi's.
Hey.
Say we love you.
Oh, woo, 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 woo.
Mia, get it back.
Oh, no.
All right, Jill, I'm proud to be able to be one of those people that gets to wish you a happy birthday, a happy 50th especially. So just a couple things to say. I've always been really impressed by the fact that you're a jockey and a horse person, because I don't know many people who are. And I'm just afraid to stand beside one of those things. Sure, they're going to step on my foot. And to see you be such a natural in that element is just pretty cool. And I've always admired that, but probably never told you. Other thing, I was thinking, wow, hitting 50. I got a couple words of advice for you. You know, it's probably time to really break out in some new areas, Jill. I was thinking, every time I come to your house, even when you don't know I'm coming, your house is spit perfect, clean, and in shape. And I think you need to do something about that in this next decade. Like, you know, maybe start small, like leave a toothbrush out on the bath counter once, or maybe an apple peel on the kitchen counter, you know, just little things like that, you know, just take a few risks like that, and then, you know, who knows where it could go from there. But you know, just thinking new ideas for you, Jill, in your decade of the 50s. All right, happy birthday, love you.
Happy 50th birthday, Jill. We love you. Aren't you going to say anything?
Oh, Jill got a horse. I got to live. Another dream of hers coming true. Happy birthday, sweetie. Love you.
I might not be on your one video because my video wouldn't work. So I sent you a letter and a picture of me. But we're going to try to get this on it. Okay, so I remember when we were little and we shared a room and we used to try to fall asleep and hold hands and say we're going to sleep all night holding hands. I remember playing Tim and Raggedy Ann. Then I remember when we were up in northern Kentucky visiting our cousins one time, the older kids, Lori and Dale and Marianne and all them, they were smoking cigarettes and they told us not to tell on them, and we said we won't, and then they told us to smoke, so that way if we told, we'd get in trouble too, and I didn't, but you did. So I remember walking to school with me, you, and Todd, and we were like walking on the curb, and you know, we were taking little baby steps, and then we'd get near a crack in the curb, and then we go detour, and you have to turn and go around the crack. And then that one time, that lady asked us if we wanted a ride, and me and you were like, "Yeah, we'll take the ride." And Todd wouldn't let us, and then we got mad at Todd because we said, see that lady went up there to the school, she went that way. So that's too funny. And then I remember when we were little, we always said it would be fun to grow up in the cowboy and Indian days, like the Little House on the Prairie days. And then we always wanted horses. But then as I got older, I wanted a car, but you got your horse. I remember at Bergen basketball team, we went up to Lexington, we were at the Memorial Coliseum, and we got liquor somehow. Don't know how, but we had you carry it, and you're all in like the 9th grade. No, I think you were in the 8th grade. All right, fun times when we came to visit you in Orleans when you first had Chelsea, then to Paoli when you all moved there. Brandon always wanted to move up there, but then again, when we visited Florida, Brandon wanted to move there too. So I remember when we came up and Brandon brought his friend Mike, and Chelsea and Lacey got upset because he was ignoring them, and that was your cousin, and that they wanted them to not ignore him. And they broke your electric fence and they rode your horse all crazy or something. I remember celebrating Easter there when Shay was little, and I still have that picture. And I remember when we came up and Shay brought a friend and they rode your four-wheeler on first gear the whole time. Okay. Bad times, I remember when Lee died and Mom was up there with you, and I think I still remember your number, 812-723-9143. Was that your number? But it was close, wasn't it? 812-723
3194.
3194. I was close. I did it wrong. I had all the numbers right. Something like that. And I remember when you called me and asked if I'd heard from Lori, that she had left you several messages saying that she was up there, but you were gone that weekend and you didn't know where she was. So I finally said to you, well, did you try the county jail? So, you know the end of that story. All right. It was with you that I went on my first cruise where my grandchild and your child almost drowned. I laughed when we were all in Virginia and you drank 2 bottles of wine by yourself, and you really opened up to us that day. Then we were making fun of you with your tooth and the Oreos around our lip because you had purple wine around your lips. And Lacey and her boyfriend were just laughing. I love how your children love to spend time with our family. They love LCR and get loud while they play it. So you tell they are Bubenhoffers. Mm-hmm. I love how we partied like rock stars and like it was 1999 on our last cruise to Mexico. Thanksgiving 2014. That was so much fun. Me and you closed the bar down. We stayed until the end. The older generation, we stayed. So that was fun. I also remember Chelsea and baby Leslie intoxicated in Florida when we all went to Disney. So that was cute. So Jill, happy birthday. I love you. The big 50. 50. Love you.
Birthday, Jill.
50 years old?
Uh-huh.
It's slow to see me after so many years that I haven't been there. So I want to come up there. So invite me up there, okay?
Grayson, you're mean.
Aunt Jill, happy 50th birthday from your 48-year-old nephew, William.
Happy birthday, great Aunt Jill.
That was pretty good. I just can't believe I'm less than 2 years younger than you. We're both almost 50, and you're my aunt. Our grandparents and parents are crazy, but at least they're not inbred. So happy birthday. I hope you enjoy it, and have a great year. William?
Happy birthday.
Okay.
Hi.
This is my reenactment of a funny story about Jill.
Hey, Todd, you seen my keys?
Yeah, I think they're over here. Come on.
No.
I think they're over here.
Are they? No.
Well, I think they're over here. I don't know where they're at. Do you know when the rest of the Hayes are going to get home? Love you, Jill. Happy birthday.
Okay, Jill, it's dark and it's night and I'm outside, and it's where I think of you because the moon, well, I can't see the moon, but if I could, I would think of you because you're wise and you know about the moon and all that stuff. And I want to tell you happy birthday because you're my person. You're my best friend. And I love you and I appreciate you, and you have been there for so many good things, and I hope that I've been half as good a friend to you as you have been to me. And I hope that our next 50 years we'll still be friends when we're old and wrinkled and we're still running and still looking good. So happy birthday. I love you.
Happy birthday, Jill, a.k.a. the baby, Jilly Beans, Beans, Queen Bee, Jill the Pill. Let's start at the beginning. Of course, the first thing we all remember is you and Trudy having your own special language. We understood it, but strangers and friends of all of ours, your brothers and sisters, thought that you guys were speaking a foreign language. And like I said, we started understanding that hoos and hocks meant shoes and socks, nickamilk meant drink of milk, and so on. And of course, you know, Mom calling, hey, Leslie, hey, Dale, hey, you know, hey, any of us. You just condensed it all to the Hays. So we were all the Hays, according to you. Your fascination with hippies whenever we were out driving around or about in town and having to flash them the peace sign. Of course, you called them hoopies. But you always were fascinated by them. And I remember this one time you were small and you were always so tiny and petite. But Gordy and I took you and the younger kids up to Coney Island one summer, and we were on the roller coaster. You were sitting between Gordy and I, and we went down the big first hill, which is always the steepest, and everybody has their hands raised, and you went sliding out of the car, past the bar. We had to yank you from your legs and pull you back into the car with us, and of course then wrapped ourselves around you for the whole rest of the ride. I'm sure that wasn't that much fun. And when you were a little bit older, but still young, of course, you would always tell everybody you were going to marry my boyfriend, Scott Muncie, when you grew up, or a Native American Indian, which I guess whichever came first for you. I remember like sometimes I would have you come spend the night at my apartment, and I'd make all these plans like we were going to stay up late and watch Saturday Night Live and pop popcorn and, you know, have a good time. And you always fell asleep by like 9 o'clock. So that was fun. And then, of course, everybody's going to bring this up. You know, you got the horse. Linda didn't get a car. Rick didn't get a go-kart. Or however old you were, that went and cut a deal with the horse trainer and said, you know, I'll muck out stalls if you'll give me riding lessons for half price. So, and it was fun to go to your meets when you were riding English. And, of course, then, you know, it was always fun to watch you race. But when you had the horse down at the lake, it was always fun to come down to the lake because it was always a hoot to see you riding Dream. And then your little friend Rachel would be on the pony. And then there was Pig that followed. And, you know, Pig even rode in the truck until he just got so big he couldn't ride in the truck. So that was always kind of a fun thing. And then as you got into your teenage years, it was always fun to come down to the lake. And, you know, one weekend you'd be in your punk stage and, you know, you'd have your hair with purple or green. And then the next week or the next time, you know, we'd see you, you'd be in your, you know, yuppie stage, and you'd have your, you know, pressed khakis, your blue Oxford button-down shirt, and your little Dorothy Hamill haircut. And then, of course, when we got to, you know, visit each other when we lived different places, that was always fun. You came to North Carolina, and we crashed some
corporate party or wedding or something and got thrown out and threatened to get the cops called. And I can't remember if people got in fights or not, but anyway, and coming to Maryland and New Jersey to visit you and then watch you race, that was so exciting and so fun. And I know that Mom and Dad were so tickled and thrilled that they got to see you race and so proud of you. And that was the highlight for them. They loved that, and they loved that they actually got to see you do that in person. And you've just done an amazing thing with your life. You raced. After you retired from racing, you became an EMT. You've owned your own horse farm. You put yourself through nursing school. You got your master's in nursing. And alongside all of that, you raised 3 beautiful girls.
My favorite Aunt Jill.
Riggs, Mama says she missed you. What do you have to say about that? No, nothing. Know why? Because I'm here. You know, he's my boy. He's my boy. Aren't you? Yep. Jealous?
Hi, Jill. Happy birthday. I love you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jill. Happy birthday, Jill. Hope it's great.
Happy birthday, Jill.
Yeah.
Hey Jill, the big 5-0. Oh my God. You look great, girl. Happy birthday. Well, Jill, you know, when I left the Bubenhofer compound, you were 6 months old. I started off on my life, being married, having kids. You were busy learning how to walk and talk. Anyway, I really have enjoyed getting together with you more and getting to know you better ever since probably Orlando in 2004. I loved when you came to Colorado. I loved our time together, up drinking margaritas and taking selfies. I loved when you came to Williamsburg. That was so much fun. And the girls came running down and said, we get to stay one more day. That really, really was so fun. Loved coming to your farm. Loved your horses. And I love you. Happy birthday, baby. Now, I could mention the horse, but I'm sure everybody else will. And I could mention your wonderful experience in Williamsburg. But I'm sure Leslie will take care of that and put black on her teeth. I tried to call her, but she didn't pick up to see what she was going to do. So, I love you, baby.
Hey, Joe. Happy 50th. I hope you have a great time celebrating. I also hope that I can come back to Amish country again soon. Had a great time when we were there last time, and I really do need to reconnect with the Amish Noodle and Hanky ladies. They were great. Anyway, as Trudy would say, you are the bomb. Happy birthday.
Hi Jill, James here. I thought it was really fun when you came out and you showed us the horse videos. Those were really cool. I hope you could come out again. Happy birthday. Bye.
Jilly Bean, it's your 50th birthday. Now I gotta send this video to you in separate parts because it's on my phone and I can't go more than 16 seconds. So be patient. Plus I have no one to film for me, so I have to do it in the bathroom, like one of those selfie things. Anyway, I watched Linda's and it was all cutesy in a smile box, sitting in a wingback chair, all dressed up, while I'm in by the toilet. Perhaps I'll sit on the toilet. Okay, so Linda had all these really cute pictures of you all, so I have a couple I'm going to text to Chelsea and Lace to include in mine too. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I also was going to just film the part of Mom's funeral where she talked about, well, I talked about through her, about all the things of how cute you were as a baby and how you were such a good mother and the funny stories about your eyes stuck together, and I was just going to film it. So the main reason for me wanting to include that video of Mom's funeral party thing was because I was gonna explain to you that that was right before I turned 50. I wanted to give you just a little heads up of what you have to look forward to now. Now you're gonna notice that your legs, the hair on your legs, you don't need to shave them as often, which is just so reliefful. However, it gives you more time to fool with the hair on your face because those are gonna start popping up everywhere except your eyebrows, which you know you're gonna have to color them in now because you're gonna lose the hair in your eyebrows. Another good thing is your tits are gonna get bigger, which is real awesome, until you notice also that your ass is getting bigger, your gut is getting bigger, and you can't fit in things like you used to. This is just around the corner, so I just wanted to give you a heads up. I love you, Jill. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jill, to the baby of the family. Look how cute. Pretty scary that the baby of this family is turning the big 5-0.
Hey, Leanne.
Hey.
Hey, Mandy.
Hey, are you recording me?
No?
Okay.
Are you recording me?
No.
Okay. Have you seen the judge?
I haven't. I think he's here, but I haven't seen him yet.
Okay, I'll check in here.
Let me check in there.
Hey, Jean.
Hey,
Have you seen the judge?
are you recording me?
No, are you recording me?
No,
Oh.
I haven't seen him. I don't know where he's at.
Okay, I'll check in here.
Okay.
Michael? Well, there's his jacket. And his Mountain Dew. But I don't see him, so try the jury room. Hey, if you see him, will you tell him I'm looking for him?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Murphy's. Nope. Just in case he was napping. There you are. I've been looking for.
Callie.
What are you doing?
I was just preparing for my next jury trial.
Oh. Okay.
So what are you up to?
Well, you had asked me before about making that video for Jill's birthday coming up, and I thought that since our week's looking pretty busy, that maybe you would have some time to work on that.
Oh gosh, I've been avoiding it like crazy. I mean, what do you say to somebody for their 50th birthday? I mean, welcome to the nursing home, happy half a century. That's really difficult.
I don't think I'd start there. Let's maybe try something a little bit more, sincere.
Well, I have thought about it a little bit, and when I talked to Lacey about it, I asked her, do you think I should be heartwarming and sincere, or maybe try to be funny? But I think it would be risky to try to be funny, so probably we should go with the heartwarming, sincere. I should just speak from the heart. You're not videoing me now, are you? I notice you're holding that phone.
No, are you videoing me?
No, I'm not videoing you either. But I mean, I
Okay.
think we should work on this and maybe, bounce some ideas off one another before we do it.
Right.
But as I was saying, I think the best way to go about it is just to try to be sincere, speak from the heart. I do ask that when we do the video, you hold the cue cards up high enough that I can read them.
Of course.
And I think that would be very important. And I think I know what you were trying to say, maybe about if you didn't like my nursing home comment.
Right.
And you correct me if I'm wrong, but I take it that you think I should try to be positive.
Right, right. This is like we're celebrating. So we want something more upbeat and more positive.
That is a really good idea. That's exactly why I asked you to help me with this.
Right.
Because I would have never come up with that on my own. So maybe I should try to think of some things, some comparisons to things 50 years old that would be positive in nature.
Sure.
Let me see if I can think of some. Comes to mind immediately. What if I were to compare it to a 50-year-old car? I mean, that's not so old for a car.
No, I'm thinking that. I mean, not that it's not a great idea, but usually after a car is about 25 years old, you have to get an antique plate, and you wouldn't want to send them kind of message you were saying she's an antique.
I think you get a point there. Well, maybe
What else you got?
Well, maybe I could think of something that personally relates to Jill. She loves horses. How about a 50-year-old horse?
Well, I think their life expectancy is only like 25 to 30 years, so you kind of got her one foot in the grave there, or maybe overdue.
That's one foot in the glue factory.
Yeah. Let's not do that. Can you think of something else?
Well, let me think. How about, I know. How about a 50-year-old cathedral? I mean, there are cathedrals in Europe that were built in the 1400s. If Jill were a cathedral, she would be practically brand new. What do you think of
newborn.
that? She would be a newborn. What do you think of that idea?
Well, I think you're getting better. You're getting somewhere, but we need to keep practicing.
Well, what other things could I talk about on the video? Can you think of anything?
Why don't you say something about maybe the impact that she's had on you
That's a
during
good
your
idea.
relationship?
That's a really good idea. When I first started dating Jill, just a few short months ago, actually, I would think most people would have said I was a Republican Neanderthal. But after being exposed to her more liberal ideas these last couple of months, I can honestly say that I sometimes agree that Barack Obama was born in the United States now, as far as I know.
As far as you know, right?
And you want me to come up with another example of how she's impacted my life, perhaps? Well, here's something that comes to mind. Before I dated Jill, I often felt a compulsion to harm domestic animals. But since dating her, I very seldom have that compulsion. And I think in this video, perhaps we should stress that absolutely no animals were harmed.
Maybe we could even get you like holding a cat or something.
A kitten,
yeah,
or a puppy,
right?
or,
Just to really get out that sincere side and
Right.
and that the ways that she's rubbed off
I
on
hope
you.
I don't drop it. Or,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
well, what other things do you think we could do?
Maybe you could just say something. Give her some of your worldly advice, some things that you have learned over the years that you feel like maybe some other people would gain from that knowledge.
Are you saying to try to share some words of wisdom
Yes,
with her?
that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's a really good idea. And I mean, after all, I'm slightly over 50 myself.
You would never know it.
Well, right. And have had a fair amount of life experience. So let me think about that for a second. Well, one thing does come to mind on that. This is something you probably already know about me.
One of the many things that you've probably shared with me,
Well,
words of wisdom.
yes. But this is something that's really personal. It's something that I was told many, many years ago. And I've actually used it as a basis of a lot of my life. I guess you could say it's become a life's credo, if you would. And it's something that I will never, ever forget. And this is it. It is never no weight. Always carry a litter bag in your car. It doesn't take up much room, and if it gets full, you can just throw it out the window. Is that the kind of thing you were thinking of?
Well, it was kind of right along the thing, something that I would expect you to say, but I think we could probably still come up with something a little bit better. So maybe that's something that we could be thinking about.
It might be too personal.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things that you just kind of hold on to
Right.
that you just don't really share.
Well,
That might
we'll
be
try
one of
to
those things.
flesh that out then. And, maybe we could work on it. I see Gene standing here. Maybe it's time for court.
Time to go in the courtroom. Parties are ready.
So we'll talk about it after I get done with court. Maybe we can make the video.
That sounds great.
Thanks a bunch, Callie.
All right.